Well, listen to him. He's right. Let me give the phone numbers out here on Loveline before we get started. 1-800-LOVE-191. Loosely translated, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, a board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist.
Thank you and good night.
Well, we're not going anywhere yet, Doc.
No, well, we wherever the callers take us, in fact.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Whimsical. Let me just say this very quickly before you go off on your little fairy tale. Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick from NBC's The Single Guy are going to be rolling into the studio in just a matter of minutes, so we have that to look forward to.
Great.
Happy Ash Wednesday.
Okay.
And happy Ramadan. For the Muslim listeners.
Okay.
That's and I'm going to read from the Quran later on in the evening, so you get to look forward to that. Drew's going to read from the Torah.
Sure, if you wish.
So we got that going for us. And now what we have going for us is the phones. Sire.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
This morning I woke up with an erection.
Fantastic.
I thought it was morning wood to begin with, but it ended up being, I don't know what it was, because it came with me all day. And I don't know what it is. It's still going down right now.
Is it painful?
Yeah.
Are you on any medication, sir?
No. Last night, me and a couple of guys were sniffing paint.
Well.
Does that have anything?
I have never heard of what this is really called inhaled hydrocarbons doing that, but what you have is something called priapism.
And please don't say it is, because everybody listening to the show is going to go out and stick their head in a bucket of varnish.
No, because this is not a good thing. This is a bad thing.
Right, but a lot of people think it's a good thing.
It's a bad thing because, first of all, it's painful. Secondly, it can increase or be associated with permanent dysfunction. Okay?
Ooh.
Now, it doesn't sound like he's had anything serious, so it probably this will resolve by itself and not be anything long-term associated with it. But, first of all, I mean, the most important message here is that inhaled hydrocarbons is a great way to dissolve your brain.
Sire.
Great way.
Sire.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about sucking on paint fumes?
I don't know. We were like, smoked and we got crazy.
Yeah, but couldn't you just take your loafer off and smack yourself in the temple with it?
I don't know.
I mean, don't just...
That would not do nearly as much damage as
it wouldn't, would it?
You'd have to take like a baseball bat and beat yourself over the head with it repeatedly.
You'd have to take some platforms, maybe even a corky.
Will it go away? Or
I suspect it will, but if it is not gone tomorrow, you must see a urologist. It's very important.
Sire, what did you do today? You didn't go to school or anything, did you?
No, I stayed home.
Laid low, so to speak.
Everyone was at work, so I thought it'd be good to stay home.
I hope you learn not to do substances that are so damaging to your body. At 18, people feel like nothing can destroy them. And, 18-year-olds are pretty sturdy. It seems like nothing can hurt them. But that's a good way to cause long-term neurologic problems. Okay?
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, sire.
Sheesh.
That's a weird... But you think it's connected?
I've never heard of that, but I imagine it could be. Almost anything cause priapism. Antidepressant medications, even these new diet pills, the fen diet stuff.
Right. Now, I had a problem. It's kind of the opposite. I sniffed a gym sock, and I couldn't get it going for a week. So it might just be... Well, maybe that's the antidote that Sire needs.
There you go.
Jay.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Well, thank you.
All righty. Thank you. You smoking a little pot tonight, Jay?
No, I quit just a few weeks ago.
Okay, but the laugh remains.
Imagine that.
There it is.
All right, well, I'm 24, and my best friend is a girl who's 15 who claims to be bisexual, but we're like best friends, and there's kind of a little something that I think she might feel toward me, but I definitely would like more.
Jay.
You would like more.
Yeah, but
Jay,
not
she's
now,
50. Did you listen to our show last night?
Pardon?
Did you listen to the show last night?
I caught a little piece here and there.
When we had Jason.
Jason practically calling from prison.
Right.
Jason was 21?
And now
or
he
19.
is. At the time, he was 19 dating a 16-year-old.
With a 16-year-old, got a year in county, ended up doing about 4 months, was on probation for a year.
Because a counselor overheard one of her friends talking about the fact that he was sleeping with her.
Well, no, nothing going on here. No,
yeah, but
you're contemplating it.
Yes, you're priming yourself, Jay.
Well, we've been best friends for a year, and I mean, a little something happened a long time ago when we first met, or
a long
whatever.
time ago. She's 15 now.
Well, yeah. Well, a year ago. We've known each other for
you speaking to her while she was in the womb?
Pardon?
Were you courting her while she was a zygote, Jay?
Sure wasn't. No, but, I have no problem waiting for 3 years. We've got like a great friendship relationship.
Then leave
All
it.
right.
If you really value that person,
I do.
protect her. Don't do anything with her. Wait the 3 years.
I have no problem there. But
Then there's no problem, is there? Then there's no problem. But
It's still a little weird.
you might want to hang out more with your age-appropriate peer group, so to speak. I mean,
Well, they kind of shun the whole deal, so,
Yeah, but you might want to hang out with your own age group as much as possible.
Yeah, Jay, you know what this sounds to me? It sounds like you're in the 4-H club and you're raising livestock or something for some fair that's coming up in 99.
Well, none of this is the problem, though. What I want to know is, like, there's probably a little something there or whatever, but, like, in years to come or whatever, how could I maybe, become more attractive to her, being that she thinks she might be bisexual and all that, but,
I'm thinking off the top of my head, voice and diction.
What?
I'm thinking you got to go to finishing school, Jay. I want you to walk with a book on your head.
Right. No, I have the low self-esteem, dude.
Okay, now I feel bad. Listen, Jay, you sound like a decent guy.
Uh-huh.
You have to understand that just because you don't think you're the greatest guy in the world doesn't mean other people are going to think you're not the greatest guy in the world, unless you indicate to them that you don't think you're the greatest guy in the world, in which case they listen to you and go to the other side of the bar.
Well, see, I had a girlfriend that I dated even while I was friends with this girl this past summer who's like 21 or whatever, 22, and, she told me I had that problem where I had no self-esteem and da-da-da-da.
Women hate that. It's like, guys like it, because for guys it just means more sex.
Right.
When a girl has low self-esteem, it means they put out more, and it means they can abuse them more and screw around with more of their friends, right, Drew?
That's what, in fact, happens.
That's what happens.
I mean, that's it put in a strange context, but that's the truth.
But it's true. But
well, I mean, having the mindset I've got, what could I do to improve, like my mental health thing?
All right, Jay, listen. First off, you have to start looking in the mirror and do what I was telling people to do last night. Do a little shadow boxing. Say, you're the man, and then do that. You want a piece of me? You want a piece of the J-ster? I mean, just at your own reflection.
With being a macho guy, and
sort of a noose twist on Stuart Smalley.
Somebody else's ass, but it's talking about, with girls. What the hell?
Jay, do you have one of those mullet haircuts?
No, I have no hair. I shaved my head.
Oh, no hair. Okay, because I was picturing you as one of those guys with like 3 haircuts.
Well, I've had about 3 haircuts in the last 3 months, all different ways.
All right, but I meant 3 haircuts at once. Women don't dig that. Guys with that, they got that. What's that singer? What's that bad crooner's name? What's his name, that singer?
Who?
That guy who rips off everyone's songs and he's got that horrible hair.
I'm glad I don't listen.
Not Dave. I'm brain dead tonight. The point is girls like guys with 1 haircut. I'm going to give this tip to guys, and I'm going to give a tip to girls. Guys don't like girls with fingernails that are like they're some sort of Indian prince. You know what I mean? With
like a Chinese dowager princess.
With with the Pegasus decals and stuff on. Nobody wants that. I don't know where they picked that up. All right, I'm done. Jonathan Silverman, Joey Slotnick, you guys want to chime in? I know you've been sitting there patiently listening to me not make sense for about 5 minutes.
This is amazing. Michael Bolton, was that who you were
Michael
talking about?
Bolton, thank you. Finally, some intellect in this. Drew leads such a sheltered life that he really doesn't know any current references at all.
Detached from all American culture.
Isn't there also a country singer who has just a horrible Vince Gill?
Every country singer has like 4
No, Vince
haircuts.
Gill's a very handsome man.
Well, there's another guy who's got like a tail in the back, lots of hair, and then real short up front.
Now, what is that?
Awful.
Do you think they have to go to 3 different barbers, or they can just get the same
the thing
guy?
Is, I bet they spend thousands of dollars a year on that kind of cut, and it's disgusting.
Absolutely amazing. That was the voice of Joey Slotnick. You know him as Sam from the hit TV series The Single Guy on NBC, 8:30s on Thursday nights.
Right after Friends.
Right after Friends, nestled between Friends and Seinfeld.
It's a nice place to be.
Let me tell you, you can only screw that slot up. you can only stink that slot up.
To screw it up.
Because if the ratings are great, then everyone goes, oh, of course.
Right.
I mean, Burl Ives playing the banjo for 24 minutes is going to get great ratings in that slot. I'm giving some suggestions if any producers are listening. But if you screw it up, then, I mean, you're the biggest ass in Hollywood, right?
This is true. So far, we've been all right.
Yeah, the word of mouth has been good. People enjoy the show. And they just leave it on. They watch Friends and they go, well...
That's our slogan. You're going to be watching Friends and Seinfeld anyway. Just leave the TV on.
If you've got ironing to do, this is the half hour to do.
Yes, the motto should be Seinfeld's coming. There should actually be like a little countdown on the lower left-hand. 18 minutes till Seinfeld.
Yeah, I swear, every time we rehearse our very last scene of any particular episode, at one point I always turn to the camera and say, stay tuned for Seinfeld.
You just break character and go right out to the fourth wall. See, I know the theater lingo.
I'm impressed.
All right, now you guys want to help us out with some of these phone calls?
Sure. I mean, we're the guys. We know more about sexual problems than
Right. Well, you're the single guys, right? All right, here we go. Dave.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Love the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, whose show?
Yeah, we don't know. Which show?
Both of the shows are
Thanks,
on.
Dave.
You should run for president, yes?
Well, speaking of sexual problems, when going down on my girlfriend, I want to know how to make her have the orgasm sooner.
Mm-hmm. Because it hurts?
Well, no, not that, but, I mean, sometimes I could tell that it doesn't happen, you know, and I don't think, she never fakes it, but it doesn't always happen, and I want to make sure that it does happen.
Ann can't help us right now. She's got a headache.
Are you? Ann was in here saying she fainted earlier today, actually, so I'm guessing too much time in the tub, but that could just be me. Dave.
Yeah.
You say she fakes it?
No, I don't think she does, but I don't think she always halves it.
She always halves it?
I don't think she always
Why don't you ask her, Dave, what you can do?
I do, and then she gets like all shy and modest.
Well, then find a less threatening way to
I'm gonna tell Dave what he can do.
You're gonna have him pound on his chest and yell into the mirror again. Right?
All right. First, go in your bathroom and lock the door, Dave. No, I'm telling you what to do. And guys, I want you to chime in here because I know you know how to please women.
I'm taking notes. Come on.
Women, here's what women like down there. They like two things. They want the variety pack. You know, it's like when you get the cereals, got the Special K and the Fruit Loops.
You got to mix it up.
They want it mixed up.
Right.
Okay. Number two, guys approach women like they would like women to approach them, which is hard and fast and clenched fists and all that business. And it doesn't work that way.
Right, yeah.
Right? Women like it soft. They like it slow. Now, there's only one part down there that's worth messing with. Right. You know what I'm saying, Dave?
Yeah.
You have to find him.
I got that part.
I swear to God, though, sometimes it's difficult. You do. Okay, find that part. Put your tongue on that part and just do it. Now, it's not like you're licking a stamp or anything, right?
Right.
It's bad enough without the sound effects.
And not like you're doing one of those shooters where you tequila shot or something, or sucking salt off your wrist. You make your tongue as pointy as you can.
Okay.
And you put it right on that area.
Right.
And you go like...
Okay.
Clockwise.
Don't stop. You do
the Greek alphabet.
Clockwise? I need a
That's
pencil.
just it, the alphabet.
You go clockwise and you go counterclockwise.
By the time you get to
left
Q,
to right. That's right.
Something's got to happen.
As Sam Kinison said, capital T.
That's right.
Capital T.
You understand?
If you do it all great, how long should it take?
Like 4 days. I don't know. I've never had a woman achieve orgasm, but I'm thinking, they vary. Your mileage may vary, Dave. That's what I have to say, but I guarantee she will like that better than that thing you're doing now.
All right.
All right, slow, right?
Keep it slow.
Tease. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean emotional abuse. I mean like a little on the thigh, and then, you know what I'm saying?
They like to tease more?
Tease. Slow. Do you know what I mean?
All right.
The fact that you're in a hurry for her to have an orgasm is what's ruining it, right, guys?
Absolutely. Yes. Go as slow as you possibly can, and then go even slower. You know what I'm saying? And as long as we're on the subject of this subject, I have a medical question to ask Dr. Drew. I know people are supposed to call in and ask questions, but on this particular subject, asparagus.
Yeah.
Is that an actual situation? If a woman were to eat asparagus at dinner, are you supposed to stay away from the, if I could quote one of our predecessors here, the sushi bar?
Not that I'm aware of. Why?
Yeah, well, because I had always been told that there was a certain a stench.
See, when guys...
Asparagus makes your urine smell.
Right.
Well, the same spot. That's a very cruel joke that God has played on man, isn't he? Hey, there's a spot where the pee-pee comes out. Get down there! You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound right. And the same with the girls for the guys. Why should the part that you urinate out of be your sex organ?
Exactly.
Why can't you just you hold like a tin cup up to your side like some old guy and do it there? Then it would be pristine.
You can eat whatever you want. Yeah.
That's why I think Buchanan's going to change things. I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, hold the hollandaise and let's go. Let's go back to the phones. Barrett.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're on Loveline with the folks from the Single Guy, Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick.
Cool. Hey, my girlfriend and I...
Big fan.
My girlfriend and I, we both have mono. And my doctor didn't tell us really, what we can and can't do. I just kind of would like to know.
Who got it first?
Well, I guess it was she.
And how did you have the diagnosis confirmed?
I had a blood test.
The monospot.
I guess that's what.
Is that what she had also?
Yeah, she did.
All right, so they both have it.
And you're both pretty sick.
Well, actually, I've been home from school for a couple days, but I mean, sometimes I feel great, and sometimes, I'm like pretty dead.
Do either of you have a terrible sore throat?
She does. Every now and then I have one. It's been for almost 3 months. Every other week or so, I'll get a sore throat or get really lightheaded sometimes.
Barrett, how long do you have to stay out of school for this?
I don't know. It'd be nice as long as I can.
He really doesn't have to stay out of school.
Oh, he doesn't?
I mean, it sounds like things are pretty mild here.
Well, sometimes, yeah. But her whole family actually has it, except for her mom and dad.
It's very contagious. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, she gave it. Just settle down over there. There's nothing funny about spreading of disease, fellas. I know that may be a hot topic for the funny comedy you guys are in, but here we take disease very seriously.
I mean, they can be spread by utensils and sharing glasses and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
it's contagious. And so what is your question?
Well, can we kiss? And if so, I mean,
not with their whole family. That's wrong.
No.
You know what? One of the concerns I would have is that occasionally people with mono get bacterial infections on top of that, particularly in their throat.
Yeah, she had like an ear infection.
Right.
Something for that.
And so you really want everybody to be virtually over this thing before you start swapping fluids.
Okay.
But if they both have it, why can't they just give it back and forth like a badminton or something?
Because it's not. First of all, it's not just the virus. There are other. Like he said, she has an ear infection now, and she has throat, and the bacteria get involved in this sometimes.
She could be dying, Barrett. You may want to move on.
Oh, I don't want her to die. That'd not be cool. But
can this manifest? Can this turn into EBV? By the way, Epstein-Barr virus.
Well, infectious mononucleosis is caused by, amongst other things, an Epstein-Barr virus. And true chronic mono is sort of a chronic fatigue syndrome that follows this acute mononucleosis.
So you're saying it's all downhill from here?
No, you don't have to get that. But that whole chronic fatigue being caused by Epstein-Barr has been largely dismissed lately.
Okay.
Okay, so basically we should just get better
and then go ahead. Wait till no fevers, no sore throat, then you're all right, okay?
Okay.
Oh, and you know what's good for mono? Watching The Single Guy tomorrow night at 8:30.
Now, do you guys have what you want to give away?
We have a big mono show?
Yeah, big mono episode's coming up
What
next
would
week.
be the topic for tomorrow's show? Or not topic, but theme.
Wedding.
Yes, lost love. Ex-girlfriend of mine gets married, and I have to deal with seeing her happiness and my misery.
And she invites you to the wedding.
How do you like that?
Because we talk about that sometime on this show, which is, I don't know, when I get married, if I get married, I don't know if I'd want my fiancés, my wife-to-be's ex-boyfriends there. I guess if it's just a guy acting like the ex-boyfriend, it would be okay.
Would count, yeah.
And it was real funny and stuff, and we could break for commercials. But I'm saying, would you do that if you were getting married? Would it be okay with you if she brought,
That's a little freaky. It's a little incestuous. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy it.
Because you'd be like in there in the middle of the vows, and then you turn your head and you go, "You eyeball me, man." I mean, you could actually get in a fight right there.
Yeah, the wedding's over. Get it annulled.
You're single, right?
Well, I'm not married.
Oh, but
I have a wonderful girlfriend. Yes.
Right, couple, or just one?
Just one.
Okay, just one.
And it's a different girlfriend than the girl that Joey's dating.
Oh, yes, fantastic.
Different girl.
Right.
And you're dating as well.
Yes, I am. I have a serious girlfriend also.
I like the way Jonathan tried to deflect that right over to you. It's a different girl than one Joey's dating.
Yeah.
And so you're both dating, you're happy, everything's fine.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I hung out with Joey's girlfriend and my girlfriend in New Orleans last weekend for the Mardi Gras.
And they have pictures.
Really?
Yes.
You want to sell some of those?
Yes.
So a little swapping, or was it all on the up and up?
No, it was all kosher.
We're going to be back with more of the single guys, and we're going to get into Weekend at Bernie's.
If we have to.
When we return.
Hi, I'm Robin Leach with those champagne wishes and caviar dreams. And you're listening to Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes, you are. And Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick of This Single Guy. Let me give the phone numbers out. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. And as promised, I said when we return, we were talking about Weekend at Bernie's.
Thanks, Ed.
Now, first off, amaze everyone by telling them how much money these two movies made, because obviously they did real well, right?
Yeah, they made a pretty penny. I think internationally, video, all the lovely stuff, cable. I think the first one made over $100 million.
Really?
Which, hey, cha-ching!
So you're being dubbed in German. And in Japanese.
Yes, and the dead guy's dying in all these different languages.
And they find that sort of morbid
funny
comedy
stuff.
just as funny as we do here in the States.
Oh, yeah, sure. You know, Jerry Lewis was funny in his prime, too.
Now, obviously you're handed a script for this, and your agent pitched, he gave you an overview of it. He gave you the
first one I had to beg and plead for. I had to audition for it.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, I didn't think it was very funny. The first one, the script anyway.
Wait, you're saying dragging a corpse along the beach is not funny?
I didn't read it as a comedy. I read it as sort of this dark film about these two schmucks who can't get a break, and they finally get invited to the big time, and their boss just croaks on them.
Oh, really? So
and people dug it after it was cut together, but and then the second one we were hoping would be a big farce, and it was a pile of crap. But what can you do?
Now they use the same guy each time, didn't they?
Yes.
Now,
Terry Kaiser, who's a wonderful.
Oh, it's incredible work. He didn't even get a SAG card out of the whole deal.
He was Taft Hartley.
He was 5 and under 5, yeah. But how did they bring, I didn't see the second one.
Well, you and the rest of the world.
But how did they bring him back? What, did he get hit by lightning or something?
If memory serves correct, he was stolen in the Virgin Islands by some voodoo sect.
Oh.
Because he knew where the secret money was buried, and he became a zombie.
So they brought him
back. Which happens a lot.
Yeah.
It's an untapped field thing.
They're going to do a part 3 using Ava Gabor's corpse, I believe. So you can look forward to that coming out in the summer. That was like my third Ava Gabor reference this week, so I'm really on a Gabor roll.
Any assignments for me tonight?
Just shut up and don't bring up the whole ass shaving incident. Okay,
what?
It's an insider, guys. Elizabeth.
By the way, we got some great faxes here when they come around top of the hour, maybe.
Okay, we'll read those. We'll get to the faxes. Elizabeth.
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
Okay, I'll try to make this a really short story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a really bad situation with this guy that's like my best friend. And for a long time we were just friends, but he knew that I really liked him because that's kind of the reason we were introduced by a mutual friend. But anyways, one night we were drinking and we were both a little buzzed and we messed around. And I thought that it was, just like a one-time thing. But now every time we get together, we mess around, and it's been going on for like 3 months every weekend. And I didn't really care at first because I really liked him, so it was great. But I knew that he didn't want a serious relationship. But now I feel like I could be falling in love with him, and I don't get what's up with him because one minute he'll act like he wants a relationship, and then he'll act like he just wants to mess around his friends.
Right, that would be the pre and post masturbation phone call, by the way. I know how guys work.
This is a great case for why women should not sort of be careless with becoming sexually active with guys.
By the way, when we had Drew's wife on here last Valentine's Day, we found out that he got some on the first date. So, do as I do, not as I say, or do as I say, not as I do, I think is what Drew is saying.
But the fact is that it is a treacherous reality that generates feelings that people don't expect. Let's put it this way. In our culture, in this country, people don't discuss the fact that I happen to marry this woman, right? It supports my theory that act generates intense feelings, and we don't talk about that enough, and that people get hurt and abused a lot because of that. It generates an intimacy that creates feelings that mostly for the women, can become very painful and cause you to have to go through a lot of unpleasantness.
Right.
Okay.
Well, now wait a minute. How much fooling around are you doing? I mean,
a lot.
I hate saying all the way, but
we're not having sex, but we're doing everything except for having sex.
Right.
And I mean everything.
Uh-huh. All right.
But, okay, the thing is, though, is that...
No. You're not doing that taboo thing with the butt, are you?
No.
Oh, okay. Because when you go, I mean everything, that's immediately where one's mind goes.
No.
Well, we've had people strange call it and say, well, I'm not I'm a virgin, but my boyfriend and I are doing this thing.
No, okay.
And, it's like...
Okay, but what I was going to say is, before we ever started messing around, whenever we had been friends for like a long time and everything like that, and it just seemed like things were going in the right direction. So I told him how I felt about him. I didn't say, that I loved him because I didn't love him then. But I told him that I really liked him and I wanted a relationship and stuff, and he said that he wasn't ready for that and he just wanted to be friends. But then like a month after that, that's when we started messing around.
All right, Elizabeth, how old's this guy?
He's 18.
All right, let me tell you how the 18-year-old mind works.
No.
Because I know, that's where I am emotionally. Guys,
that would be true.
Women, it's like a scavenger hunt. They run out, they grab Elizabeth, run home, throw her in the basket, then run out looking for the next one.
He knows he's not like that. And
He's not.
That's what every girl says, but it's true. He's not like some Mac Daddy.
Yeah,
he had one girl.
But he's already checked you off the list. Do you know what I'm saying, Elizabeth? He knows you're there. He knows that if all else fails, he can always have you.
Yeah, but I mean, should I talk to him and tell him? Because I mean, we haven't talked about it since we've messed around.
Right. And now that you are into this, that's exactly what you have to do.
Because there's no way I know that we can't just stop messing around.
That's right. It's right. It's too late that these feelings have been generated, and you're not talking about it, and that's the problem. You've got to sort of reconcile it now. Either end your relationship, which is one potential, have a more serious relationship, or try to dial it back to when it was just a friendship. It would be very difficult to do that.
Guys, single guys, you know what's going to happen. He's going to come over. He's going to be like rubbing on her. He's going to have a few Pabst Tall Boys in him. And she's going to try to have this conversation. And she's going to go, but I have strong feelings for you. Do you have strong feelings? Do you find me? Do you agree with Hitler and all his actions? Yeah. That's great. He's a great man. And that's what's going to happen. He's just going to agree to everything. She has to use actions, not words. That's what I think. She has to have this conversation on the phone, not while he's over there with his erection. Huh? Come on, Drew.
I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree, but I just think generally these kinds of discussions are better face-to-face.
Yeah, except... All right. I made my point.
I hear it.
I think people agree with me.
What do these guys think?
Elizabeth, you got to talk to him, whether it's face to face or over the phone. Because who knows? Maybe he's just shy and has been afraid to approach the subject with you. But talk to him.
What did he say?
No, he doesn't even know what he said. He's thinking about Weekend at Bernie's 3 and how to get involved with that. Joey, you have any words of advice?
Not really. I wasn't a a ladies' man.
Well, you get the next call.
I get the next call.
We'll move on.
I'll pass.
Jenny.
Hi.
The problem is we have no teleprompter in here. I know you guys are used to working off
Where's
the teleprompter.
Script?
If we can get some cue cards.
Where's the fluff girl? Where's the catering truck?
Now that's language I understand.
Jenny.
Hi, Dr. Drew, Adam, Jonathan, Joey.
Wow.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I've seen these commercials on TV about like cybergenics and stuff where you like lose all this weight in like 2 weeks, and it says consult a physician, and I was like wondering why, like what are the side effects?
I don't know. What is the premise of the diet? Anybody know?
You don't eat so much, you lose weight.
What is the cybergenic part of this?
It speeds up your metabolism, I guess. I've seen the commercials. We were talking about this during the break. It's the person. It's a woman saying she has her class reunion coming up.
Yeah, those ones.
Right, and she has like 2 weeks in order to drop some inches.
Really, the most weight you can lose is about a quarter pound per day, and was pretty much starvation. And even that will plateau out because your body will adjust and try to sustain itself. It'll try to slow its metabolism down so you're not losing at the same rate. So I don't know what's in this. I don't know maybe they're tricking the body. Sometimes you can trick the body by having high protein diets. So you sort of basically deplete all the what's called glycogen or carbohydrate stores, and so the body starts burning up fat, and you supply it just with protein fuel. It's probably something to do with that, but I don't know. And so consulting a physician is because high protein diets are tough on the kidneys. If you're diabetic, if you're terribly obese and cause various electrolyte problems. So it's probably just a formality that they want to be sure that you're medically appropriate or safe to handle this kind of diet.
I'm thinking wear vertical stripes. Eric.
going?
Hey, you're on Loveline.
How's it going?
Yes, you're on Loveline.
Adam, you're hilarious, bud.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
Jonathan, Joey, how's it going, man?
Hey.
What's up, man?
Okay, well, I kind of have a dual question for Dr. Drew.
And this would
Even
be
though
for
Adam.
Adam.
I know you'll come in eventually and give me your 2 cents.
The boys are going to chime in on this one.
Okay.
As I lovingly refer to them as.
Way back in high school, they told us, you're supposed to use lubrication with the condom, KY jelly, that kind of stuff. Do you apply that directly to the condom? I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer question, but...
Yeah, you can.
Just directly to the condom?
Yeah. What is the problem you have with that?
There is no problem, just for the necessary lubrication.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Okay, and then the second part of this question...
You understand, the reason they coach you on what kind of lubricant is if you use a petroleum-based lubricant, you can dissolve the condom.
Yeah, well, that was kind of a fear of mine, but the second part of this question is kind of along the lines of what you were talking about with that other guy about, stimulating the woman into orgasm, but the foreplay part of it, if you're using your own penis, your own erection.
As opposed to the rental penis?
Or the penis sitting next to you.
Now, if it doesn't come back with a full load of sperm, we're going to have to charge you.
Like I said, I knew you'd chime in with 2 cents, but is it still effective with a condom? I mean, do you still get the desired effect with the condom on?
Let's ask Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick of the special guy.
Is what the same?
The desired effect, the orgasm, the foreplay,
This is what I'm wondering. What are you talking about?
Wait, are you trying to get have your lady have an orgasm with when you're wearing a condom?
Well, okay. Well, listen to what I'm saying. It's kind of along the lines of what you were talking to that other guy about. You go down there, you go down on her, except you're using your penis instead of your mouth, and it's foreplay before penetration.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So is it still effective with a condom on?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, and let's flip the cards, Arlene. But this guy's like Nietzsche here. He's the teenage Nietzsche.
Penis and Superman.
Is the nature of the condom good or evil? If a condom fell off a shelf in the forest and nobody... Okay.
Well, hey, at least he's using a condom.
He's really using a condom.
Applaud that.
He certainly is using a condom.
With his own penis.
And we'll be back. Alrighty, we's back with Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick of The Single Guy. Can be seen on NBC. Let's just watch Friends and then just
stick around.
Get busy. Watch Friends and make like a long-distance phone call or something about the end of that. And you're there and...
No, you could actually watch The Single Guy and enjoy it.
I think it's a great show.
Thanks so
That's
much.
it.
Really
Of course, I'm. And look,
that would be God.
If the show was horrible, producer, and I couldn't kid this way.
This is true.
Okay, but seriously, does the producers ever tell you to wear like a sweatshirt that says Seinfeld's coming? Like, no. Okay.
Joey and I have this little running joke going that the time slot is so golden that you could just put on Snow for a half hour and it would come at number 5.
Yeah, exactly. Like the next morning in the coffee. Did you guys see the snow last night? It was hilarious, man.
They had a blizzard.
It was really, really snowy.
The phone number's here, Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. Faxes like this one from Dave regarding Adam and his talc fetish. Guys, I talk all the time about dumping talc down my shorts before I leave the house in the morning, and you guys may want to think about this and may want to work it into an episode. I don't know. Well, you work up, if you're like me, if you're a lot of man, yeah, just a pinch between my cheek and gum. No, but the thing is I work a sweat up down there, and I'm not ashamed to say it because I attribute it. I'm too much man to be confined by pants, and it starts heating up in there. It's like a boiler room, and I'll dump the talc, and it'll keep it fresh. That's nice. You know what I'm saying? Because you get that. Sure. I don't care who you are, you got that smell.
I've been adjusting myself the whole time I've been.
At the end of the day, and it helps for clingage because sometimes the scrotum will make friends with the inner thigh, and they'll buddy up, and there's many things it helps for.
Joey is too. I'm willing to try it on national television on tomorrow's show.
All right.
Do you wear boxer shorts?
No, I wear the briefs.
See, you got to go to the boxer.
Oh, boxer. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the boxer. But don't you have this problem? The fly seems to open on its own, and then the Mr. Ed comes out of the barn door there, and then all of a sudden it feels we were talking about. It's like a gag reflex. It's like, when someone puts their finger in their mouth and doesn't have to touch anything, but it's there.
Sure.
My penis knows.
Okay.
I have a clairvoyant, like Yuri Geller's penis.
You got to get some good boxers.
Oh, is that what I need?
Because
mine knows spend more than the $3.99. For Christ's sake.
I get 4 of them for that. What are you talking about? All right, anyway, the fax goes on to say, guys, great show. I have a question for Adam. With all the talc you put on every day, what would happen if you were getting a Hummer on the spot? Yeah, right. It could happen. Talc tastes real bad, and I don't know from experience, he goes on to say. Maybe you should reconsider the whole talc thing. Well, here's the deal. It is true that women do not want to eat talc, but I say they take talc over that cheesy sort of Gouda, kind of sweaty, it's not the anus.
Asparagus.
It's not bad breath. We don't know what it is, but it's bad. They would rather taste the talc than taste the wrath of...
Nothing wrong with Little Johnson & Johnson.
That is right, even if it's on the Johnson. Oops. What'd I do? Oh, I got it. Lenny.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey. How are you, Adam? Dr. Drew, I love the show. I watch it all the time. It's terrific.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this and that. And the single guy, you, Mr. Slotnick, Mr. Silverman, you guys are just terrific. That guy who plays Matt Parker is wonderful, too.
Oh, don't you love Matt Parker?
Yeah.
Like Clint Eastwood,
he looks a little like Charles Grodin.
Yeah, the guy's...
I don't see that at all.
The guy's name is Mark Moses, and the bastard didn't show.
Yeah.
What the hell? I wish he was there.
He gave some cockamamie excuse about his wife leaving town, and he's got to babysit.
No, I think he's turning tricks down on Santa Monica Boulevard. That's what I think. I'll tell you, if I see that guy...
I'm going to kick his butt.
That's right. You have
he
a question?
Uses talc.
I got a question for both Mrs. Slotnick and Mr. Silverman. I live with my fiancée, and she's beautiful, but last weekend I was at Mardi Gras. It was terrific. Mr. Silverman, I saw you on a float. I waved, but you didn't see me. I was in the crowd.
I tried to throw some beads your way, Lenny.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of them, and this is the problem. I had so many beads that this one girl that liked beads went home with me.
Uh-huh.
It was terrible. We went to the Napoleon IV Hotel in the French Quarter. It was awful. And we got there, but I felt very guilty about my fiancé and stuff. But as we got there, I don't know, Mr. Johnson wasn't performing too well. I drank too many Hurricanes or something. So she asked me to satisfy her another way, and so I sort of went down on her.
Right.
And, well, to make a long story short, I fell asleep.
Lenny, you passed out?
I just sort of passed out. The next morning I woke up, I was scared. It was like Triple Canopy Jungle or something, but it was a little awful. But the problem is when I got back to Los Angeles, I found I had this infection.
Right.
It was in my eye.
Oh, man.
And I'm not quite sure what I should do about this.
Boy?
Yeah.
Can I ask you your Christian name real fast?
Lenny.
Would it be Mark Moses?
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Studio City, California, the other guy on the single guy, Mark Moses.
Right?
The man who is too important to show up at the Loveline studios.
Moses, you had me going, man.
You did.
I was going to kind of do this talk for you. I was going to make fun of you.
Did he get you guys going?
Yeah, totally. I had no idea.
Well, you're an idiot.
I had no idea.
Okay, well, you guys rock on, and I'll see you early tomorrow morning.
All right, Mark, thanks for calling.
Great talking to you.
Thanks for calling, Mark, and maybe we'll have the pleasure of meeting you one day.
Maybe. After this speech, I'm not sure.
But not all that funny, because there are 2 serious sexually transmitted diseases you can get of the eye, maybe 3.
What would that be, Doc?
Really?
You can get chlamydia in the eye. It's devastating. Herpes in the eye causes blindness. And syphilis can occur in and around the eye there. I mean, this is like serious stuff.
You get chlamydia in the eye?
Yes.
Really? Who do you know who's had chlamydia in the eye?
I've seen cases, but
but they haven't seen you?
The herpes is the thing that can be really devastating.
In the eye?
Yes.
God.
That's gotta hurt.
All right, Drew. Thanks for that.
Okay, so you don't rinse with Clorox or anything to get rid of it, right?
No.
Do you?
No.
Thanks for calling, Mark.
God bless you, Moses.
Take care. So, Drew.
Adam.
Now, can you get herpes in the eye if, let's say you had a sore on your lip?
Yes.
Let's say you rub your lip and rub your eye.
Or you kiss, I get little cold sores on my lip.
Oh, I see. You call them cold sores. Yeah, everyone else, it's a chancre, it's a herpes lesion. You get a little cold sore. Did you notice that? He gets a little cold sore on his penis.
Well, wait a minute. But I worry when I kiss my kids that this could transmit something to, particularly if you're they're moving around, you get in the eye, that could transmit a herpetic virus into the eye.
And then does it grow there like a lesion, or I mean, how do you go blind?
It's in the eye. The cornea gets affected by it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that would be beyond irritating.
Is there any way we can
It's
have
very
someone
painful.
call up who's got herpes of the eye?
Now, not the herpes. There's two kinds. There's herpes simplex ophthalmicus and herpes zoster ophthalmicus. And the shingles of the eye is pretty common. But the herpes simplex in the eye can happen. It's relatively unusual.
Well, thanks for grinding us to a halt there.
$10,000 to the guy who calls up with the herpes of the eye.
Hand can prove it. Leanne,
Yes, hi.
you're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hey,
Well, this sort of goes along with your lovely infection conversation.
fantastic.
Adam is just lifted by this whole thing.
Yeah, I really don't like
you talk-
infections.
Yeah, I know. You get really quite a puss when we talk about this stuff. It's just...
Dr. Drew, this is a medical question.
Yeah.
For you. I tend to always get yeast infections,
Right.
and I seem to never be able to get rid of it.
Right.
I have, been to the doctor. I have tried every over-the-counter medication. Just always.
The creams and things.
Yes.
Yeah.
It always seems to come back.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure it's yeast?
Supposedly it is. The doctor has always, said that that's what it is. It's
You've had
never
a culture.
anything more serious.
You've had a culture? No.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right. And
So,
what have you tried besides the cream?
that's all. I have had a prescription from the doctor that was like a 3-day medication.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be, stronger strength, but
Leanne, does anything trigger it, like sex?
yeah, definitely.
Right. Really, anything that changes the environment in there can trigger it. People have suggested that diet can do it, and maybe.
That's what I was going to ask about.
Of the people that I've dealt with that have these recurrent yeast infections, I've never really noticed that diet has that much to do with it.
No.
And if you're diabetic, certainly, yes, diet can have a lot to do with it. But if you have a normal metabolism, it really doesn't. But if you're using a condom, new sexual condom, anything that irritates that area can change the environment in such a way as to predispose to yeast infections.
Right.
So
your boyfriend needs to be looked at. Maybe he's harboring some in his
Well, that's what I was.
It
I
could
was
be
wondering.
harboring aliens in his.
Adam had a yeast infection.
Are there any
Yes, thank you, Drew.
Yes.
Yes.
symptoms in a guy?
Not necessarily.
None at all.
Not necessarily.
You
There
know,
can be.
let me just say this. I'm no doctor, but I was a mechanic at one time. We had something called parts dip. And that's where let's say you're tearing down a carburetor and it's got like gum and resin and stuff like that, carbon on it. You dip it in this stuff and clean everything like no one's business. And then you put it back together and everything worked better. I'm saying, is there some sort of penis dip out there? I don't mean dip, like onion dip, but I mean something that a guy could, some swab, some sort of something like a wet nap or something where a guy could just sterilize himself and therefore reduce the chances of having problems like yeast infections or causing those problems.
No. But does he wear a condom now?
No, it's my husband.
What if he started doing that for a while? See if that controlled it.
What?
And by the way, there are some very, very effective medications out there. But you've been given Terazol, which is this 3-day cream you've been given. But there are oral medications that sometimes you can try. Yeah, diflucan and whatnot. And sometimes if you use those, that tends to eradicate or at least keep it under control for an extended period of time.
I'd stick with unleavened bread.
You would.
I'll try that.
Yeah,
You
challah bread
Jewish?
is a bad way to go.
You guys are Jewish, right?
The matzah.
Yeah.
The matzah cracker.
Matzah might work.
You guys couldn't wait. You had 40 years to cross the desert, but you couldn't wait for the bread to rise. I love that story. I don't mean to
places to go.
I don't mean to make fun of your faith, but 40 years seems like enough time to wait for the bread to rise.
Who knew?
Who knew I knew this? We'll be back with Jonathan Silverman and Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick from The Single Guy. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. This is Adam Carolla with Dr. Drew. Yay! He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. And also on tonight's show, we have Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick.
face.
Excellent. I got a whole career outside of radio.
Man alive.
Wow. Now, we're just told to talk a little about something. The movie you're going to be in May 17th?
May 17th it opens.
Twister.
Best trailer out there right now.
Yeah. Pretty kick. Can you say?
Yeah, say
kick-ass trailer.
Yeah, you could say like kick boob.
All right, sweet. It's a kick boob trailer.
And you play a guy running from wind.
Well, actually,
right?
chasing wind.
You're
we're chasing.
No, I'm the guy
chasers.
running from wind in the studio.
Which reminds me.
Anyhow, we're chasing tornadoes.
So you play one of those guys who's a they call them like tornado chasers.
Yeah, tornado
right?
chasers.
They
Kind of
go
like
out,
a cross between a geologist and a computer programmer.
and they get the video camera, and they get like the the Ford Explorer or something, and they get as close as they possibly can without being killed.
We met some hilarious storm chasers, and these guys, they have these hilarious looking like station wagons and just tons of Imodium D packages in their car, so they can drive for 11 hours without stopping, basically,
Really?
to chase the storm.
And are these guys kind of off a
yeah,
little
they're
bit?
a little off.
They're a little weird, aren't they?
A lot of. I played a student, but they're very odd because they're inside literally 10 months out of the year, and there's 2 months for storm season, like June, July, May, June, where they get out and they just look for bad weather. And then when they see it, it's like, oh yeah, baby,
and
drop a hose.
Now they're making these, they're like selling these videos and stuff on
unbelievable
on the channels is like Mother Nature at her worst.
Watch out for storm 896.
Watch a guy get pummeled by a mountain lion while he's chasing a storm.
It's bad enough you turn on the news, like all week the news has been Storm Watch 96. It is raining in Los Angeles.
Yeah, here's some tips.
Yeah, oh my God.
Roll your windows up. We know it can be a confusing time for many Los Angelinos.
Break early.
Yeah, I love that. And I like when they do that BS. We're opening a whole different section now. We're at the AccuWeather Stormfront desk.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, my ass.
Buchanan won New Hampshire, and for 20 minutes on the news last night was Storm Watch 96.
We'll be back to talk more about storms in 10. All righty, we're here with Jonathan Silverman and Joyce Slotnick of The Single Guy, NBC, snuggled very nicely, nestled in between Friends and Seinfeld. And we're just talking about Twister, which is going to be Joy's upcoming movie, May 17th. And we're talking about the storm front and all that kind of good stuff. So this story's about guys who go out and chase, because I saw the trailer, and the trailer looks great. There's not really any dialogue in it.
You really don't see anything. This trailer's this, this farm family running from this. It takes place. It's at night, and they're basically it's lit by these lightning, and they just run into their storm cellar, and the tornado pretty much rips the storm cellar door off.
I love those folks because they're real intelligent. Because then CNN goes in interviews and they go, "You've been wiped out by a tornado for the last 26 years straight. You think about moving to the city? No, we're going to stay put.
I'm going to stay in Galveston, Texas, because this is where I live." And this is where I was born. I love the place. And, of course, it's flooded every year.
My dad's life was destroyed by a twister. His father before that, and dadgummit, my life's going to be ruined by a twister.
We heard some scary tornado stories. Cows just standing there still with their heads ripped off by a tornado.
Wow.
They're still standing up.
I love those stories where they talk about like a meter, like a parking meter was punched through a fat guy or something.
That's a huge scene in the movie.
Oh, really?
Fat guy parking. I don't want to give.
That was just a guess. I don't want to give anything away.
I don't want to give it away, but yeah. But like blades of grass stuck in metal.
But does that happen?
It happens. Yeah. It happens. It's
Drew, what do you know? You don't know.
I've seen.
You've never had any patience with a blade. Doc,
no blade of glass.
Get the defibrillator. This guy's got sod on his forehead. Let's move.
I mean, anything traveling at 150 miles an hour is going to hurt.
Yeah. Exactly.
Lee.
All right.
How you doing?
Fine.
I'm calling. I have a question for the Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a woman that anytime she held her bladder got too full and she was holding her pee too long, that she would have an orgasm?
No.
You've never heard of that?
I've never heard of it. But I guess I'm hearing about it right now.
Yeah. Well,
Really?
I was just calling to find out more if you had ever heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
This happens to you?
Yes, it does.
So, Lee, you cannot have an orgasm until your bladder fills up?
Well, that's not all the way true. That does happen to me almost every day.
Now, are you saying you have to fill your bladder, but it's not with beer, is it?
No, it's not something I try to do. I have a sit-down job. I will be sitting there drinking coffee or whatever, being involved in my work, not even thinking about anything erotic.
And then a smile comes over
And you
your
get
face.
paid for it.
And, you know, it just happens.
So you will have an orgasm right there at work?
Yes.
Wow.
Does any of your coworkers ask what exactly is going on? Why you're so dang happy?
You don't have, like, your male coworkers going, Lee, I got you some Gatorade and a 12-pack. I was just, in the Circle K getting a coffee on the way in.
I'm serious here. I think I've only been caught like twice, but yeah, I mean, this is true.
All right, what about when you're with a man? Forget about the work orgasm.
It never happens.
You cannot have an orgasm with a man.
It's not that I don't want to or that I don't enjoy it, but it just hasn't happened.
All right, but what if you had to piss so bad you couldn't see and a man got on you?
To tell you the truth, I've never tried it.
Well,
maybe I should try it.
Well,
Yeah,
look,
give it a whirl.
I mean,
who knows what could happen?
Right, let's.
Well, scary thought.
Well, listen, Lee, you want to have an orgasm with a man, right?
It would be nice.
Okay. She's very evasive tonight. You want to have an orgasm with a man. You only have an orgasm when your bladder's full. So let's take that. It's like that commercial for Reese's where the chocolate bar gets stuffed into the peanut butter thing. Let's do that.
I don't recall having to go to the bathroom during sex. Do you?
What was the question?
I said I don't recall ever having the urge of having to go to the bathroom when I'm during sex. I mean, do you?
You just have a big bottle of water right next to the bed.
Yeah.
Just keep swigging.
And plus, if you hook up with a French guy, they could be into that kind of thing.
Or Chuck Berry.
That's right. Get on the glass coffee table, baby.
Hey, come on now.
Hey, Sean.
Hello, Adam, Dr. Drew, Joey, Jonathan, what's up?
What's up, man?
Hey, Dr. Drew, I have a problem.
Yeah.
I think I'm addicted to the medicine that I've been prescribed, but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Vicodin ES for
Right.
pain.
Tremendously addictive medicine.
Okay, because what happened was I was shot, and this happened over a year ago. And they've given me different medicines and different procedures. I get like epidurals every now and then.
Right.
I used to get them a lot before. I've had over 90 of them.
What is that?
It's an injection into the spine to try to reduce pain and swelling.
Where'd you get shot?
I got shot in the leg.
Really?
Yeah. What happened was it severed the sciatic nerve.
Oh.
And it left my foot paralyzed, but the nerve is growing back. And I have a lot of regeneration pain. It's called RSD.
How'd you get shot?
Reflex sympathetic
I want to know
dystrophy.
what he did to get shot.
Well, actually, I was hit by a drunk driver, and after the guy hit me, he tried to take off, and his car broke down. And I went up behind him, got his license plate number, and as I tried to drive away, he shot 3 times into my car.
Wow.
So it's not bad enough that this guy rammed you, but then he shot at you.
Right.
Did the doctor give you,
Did you get the guy?
Yeah, they got him the next day.
Is he in prison now?
Yeah, he got 5 years, and he'll be deported afterwards.
Right. And it's a good thing he had that gun in his glove box for protection, isn't it?
Right.
That's the beauty. Let me just go off for 1 second on these NRA holes for a second. They're always talking about law-abiding citizens. What's wrong with a law-abiding citizen having a gun for his own protection? This is what's wrong with it. Because this guy purchased a gun. Yes, thank you. He purchased this gun not to go shoot Sean in the sciatic nerve. He got it because he's got a couple of kids and he was worried about their safety. He owns his own business and he should be able to carry his own protection. He did it because the Constitution says that if he wants to carry, and all these Pat Buchanan a-holes and all these guys want to make sure that guys that shot Sean can have a gun legally. But the problem is these guys go out and they tilt a few back and their mind gets going and all of a sudden they're back in high school and the testosterone is surging and boom, they get into an accident, they blank out, they freak out, and the first thing they go for is a gun. And these guys with their, all right, relax over there. These guys with their argument, hey, if a guy wants to kill someone, a guy can kill someone. Yeah, like this guy's going to go to the trunk and get a tire iron out and throw it through the side of your car and rupture your sciatic nerve. I don't think so. I think the fact that this guy had a gun is why this guy is in all this pain right now, and I bet the guy who got the gun's in a lot of pain and wishes he never bought that, and that's all I have to say about the NRA holes.
Woo! God bless America.
Okay. Sean?
Yes.
Okay.
So the thing is, like, I have a lot of, I have more good days than I do bad days now.
Yeah.
And,
on the Vicodin.
Right.
How much Vicodin are you taking?
Well, it says take 1 to 2.
How much you taking?
I take about 6 a day.
Is that a ton?
No, it's not a ton. Why do you think you're addicted?
Well, there's times when my foot isn't hurting, but
You'll
the
take
rest
it.
of my body feels like crap.
Well, that could be Vicodin withdrawal. Okay. And I make a real distinction between dependency, meaning that you're on it so much that if you stop you have a withdrawal syndrome, and addiction. Addiction suggests that there's progressivity to it, and that in spite of mounting losses and dysfunction, you continue to preoccupy and pursue the drug. That's really not what you're describing. You're saying that I'm using a lot, and when I try to taper down, I feel a withdrawal syndrome. Right. So you're dependent on the drug, but you're not really an addict per se. You have no family history of alcoholism. You weren't an alcoholic before this happened, right?
No.
You have never been addicted to other substances.
No.
Yeah, you're just dependent on Vicodin, and you should. I'm sure you have a pain specialist working with you, right?
Right.
You should talk to that person about strategies you could use to maybe, get off it more comfortably, and or switch to another pain medication that would be slightly weaker, but not as likely to cause these sort of peaks and valleys in your levels in your body.
Sean, can I ask you a question? It has nothing to do with this.
Uh-huh.
Well, a little to do with it. When did the doc say if that bullet was another 1/8 of an inch to the left, you'd be dead?
Actually, he did. He said if it was like about 2 inches higher, it would have hit an artery and I could have bled to death.
I love that. Every time a doctor gets a bullet out of somebody, they go, it's a good thing that bullet wasn't another 1/4 inch to the right. Because that would have, you know what I'm saying, Doc? You know that. You've done that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Pull a bullet out of a man and then say it's a good thing it wasn't another.
Right.
But here's my argument. It's a good thing it was another 8 inches to the right. He would have missed him altogether. What kind of stupid argument is that? You're very lucky, Sean.
Yeah, I do.
You're very, very lucky.
Well,
I don't think he's lucky. He got shot in the leg.
Yeah, Sean, what?
I was told that sometimes this pain could last a lifetime, or it could go away, or it could get worse.
Well, you're talking about the RSDS, which is the reflex sympathetic dystrophy syndrome, and there are more aggressive treatments for that. They can block the sympathetic nerves and whatnot. Lots of things can be done for that. You might even want to consult with a rheumatologist. They tend to work a lot with RSDS. My suspicion is it will be short-lived. Yes, it can be chronic. It can be chronic.
All right.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Good luck to you, Sean. Joey Slotnick, Jonathan Silverman, ever hooked on any pain medication?
No, and never been shot either.
Really?
Sean got a raw deal. That sucks.
We've talked to a lot of people that got raw deals last couple of days, haven't we?
Yeah, we had a guy who was doing time for de-virginizing someone in a gentle way. Well, I know that sounds like I'm sugarcoating it, but this guy last night did time in prison for essentially going out with his girlfriend who was a couple of years younger than he. Tonight we got Sean, who's got shot in the sciatic nerve. It's just a damn good thing that bullet wasn't 2 inches higher than I'll tell you that right now. Alyssa.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Well, hi, everybody. Love the single guy.
Well,
Love
thanks,
the
Alyssa.
Loveline. It's just great.
Fantastic.
I have a major question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 28 years old and a widow. I've been widowed for 7 years now.
What?
And I
This
just
is more raw deals.
Pardon?
Well, your husband died when he was how old?
He was 33.
What happened?
He was on steroids, went crazy, and committed suicide.
That is more common than people imagine. I have had 2 patients kill themselves from depressions related to anabolic steroids.
Sure it wasn't when they saw the bill?
No.
Okay.
There were people I actually was consulting on, not actively involved in their cases, but depression is a very common outcome from the anabolic, bodybuilding steroids.
Was he a bodybuilder?
Yes, he was. And he was already bipolar before he even started the steroids.
Oh, boy.
And our son wasn't even a year old when he passed away. So you can imagine, I've been pretty freaked out. I found him. I went on a drinking spree, a drug spree. I went into counseling. I did the whole thing. And about a year ago, I started dating another bodybuilder. He's natural, though. And right now, I'm preparing to move in with him in 3 months. I have half my stuff down there and half my stuff at my house.
And how is this guy stable?
Yes.
You sure? I don't trust the bodybuilders.
Well,
because they look good, so good.
See, my boyfriend's not competing. My husband was.
Right. I mean, yeah, your husband was full blown. I mean, he was doing the steroids. He was shaving and tanning and pumping
Protein,
out.
powder drinks.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy's just more of a hobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, he's 38 years old, and you know he doesn't want to get old. You know, but he won't dye his hair. He's half gray. I don't get the clue here, but the thing of it is
That's sort of capitulation when you do that.
Yeah. What's been going on is I've been going through my stuff, and I mean it's been 7 years. I'm still pulling syringes out of my stuff, and I found a couple more the other day and broke down crying, and ever since then I've been freaked out about moving in with my boyfriend because I never said goodbye to my husband. We were fighting when he left. I didn't tell him I loved him or anything when he left. He told me he loved me, and I found that to be weird, so that's why I followed him. But there was no closure there with him, and I'm afraid by moving in with my boyfriend that this might happen again. My husband wasn't in competition when I met him.
Hang on, you're just worried you're going to go through the exact same thing again, or is it you're just concerned that by becoming vulnerable and intimate you might suffer loss again?
I think a little bit of both. You know,
Because it doesn't sound like you're acting, you've got the exact same circumstances playing out here.
Yeah. Well, let me say this because we are short on time.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is this, what happened to you was traumatizing, obviously. And there's no 30 seconds worth of dialogue that Drew or I or Jonathan or Joey could spit out at you that's going to fix it. Because this was, you found the guy, you know, you had the 1-year-old. I mean, this is something this can take a lifetime to get completely over. But you can certainly get it to a point where it's manageable. But it seems to me that you're going to have to get involved with some counseling.
yes, you know, I've done that for 5 years.
Right.
And codependency counseling.
But there's no fast fix to this one.
Right.
I mean, this falls under this is bigger than moving.
Right.
It's bigger than, your folks dying, as an adult, I'd imagine.
Right.
I mean, this is ranks right up there.
Right. Absolutely. And there is something that does occur to me, though, that does worry me a little bit about what you're saying, and that is that there is a lot of addictive disease amongst bodybuilders, stimulant addiction, alcoholism, this sort of thing. And the steroid addiction and stimulant addiction go hand in hand. And, even though she mentioned she's in all this codependency treatment, maybe she has selected another addict, even though it doesn't appear on the surface to be that. She's done that again, and maybe that's what her instincts are telling her she's heading into trouble with.
Yeah, if I had a bodybuilder husband who committed suicide, I would if I were her, I would date women. Next, I would go as far south. I would go the other end. I would date Ichabod Crane or Manute Bull or somebody. All right, let me read this fax on the lighter side. Hey, guys, my wife wants you to know that when we wrestle around and she accidentally hits my balls, I'm in serious pain. But I can beat my balls against her ass during sex, and it doesn't hurt a bit. Now,
signed, idiot.
And I'm thinking when he's talking about beating his balls against her ass, I'm saying that's something that just naturally occurs in the sexual act. I don't believe he actually takes his balls off and, whips her like a cat of nine tails with it. I'm thinking, you guys with me on that?
Yeah. Just barely.
Let me explain why that is, because a lot of guys don't know that. Men's testicles are very sensitive. Right?
Well, especially when you got talc on them.
Right. No, that creates a numbing.
Is that what that is?
There's a protective aura around my sack, actually. We're going to test that out during the commercial. Take the mic off the base. I'm going to show you something. But the thing is during the sexual act, man is impervious to pain. That's how, like, when you see guys and they have, like, half the skin, both both kneecaps are showing. No, you know what I'm saying. Both kneecaps are showing. The guys wearing shirts, you go, hey, Louie, what'd you do to your knees? He goes, I don't know. I guess I was having sex on the car, on some asphalt last night. And we're going at it for like 4 days. And I guess I lost part of my leg. But, she was so hot. You know what I'm saying? A guy could have a rusty sprinkler key in his side and be like, I'll pull it out when I'm done. Just hold on. Just let me finish. And that's That's the same thing that happens with the testicles.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Oh,
Am I right, Joey?
Oh, yeah. I'd say cut the wrestling out. Is what I'd say.
Yeah. Don't monkey.
Yeah.
And it's not funny. People think getting hit in the nuts is funny. It is
It's not funny.
Funny.
It's not funny.
But it is funny when, like, a 3-year-old comes waddling up to some guy's, like, 6'8", and just socks him straight away in the nuts.
It's funny on America's Funniest Home Videos. That's funny.
Oh, yeah, like the comeback pitch.
Yeah.
Right, the guy, they get the camera out, the guy. There it is. Don't ever put the camera on a tripod. Here's a warning to all men. And
You'll get hit in the balls. It'll
take
happen.
your 6-year-old son out to the park and underhand wiffle balls at him, because rest assured, you're going to get a comebacker right in the jewels. Has that ever happened to you, Jonathan?
Many times. I'm hoping it'll happen to me later tonight.
You play your cards right, buddy. All right, so nothing funny about getting smacked in the scrotum. Drew, from a medical standpoint?
Nothing funny.
Okay, thank you for that. Well, guys, we're going to let you go.
On a related note, we're out of here.
Speaking of scrotum sacks.
Speaking of balls.
We want to thank Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick of The Single Guy. You can see it on NBC.
8:30 Thursday nights.
Just watch Friends.
Yeah.
Just watch Friends and watch Seinfeld.
Perfect.
And there's going to be you guys will be like the meat in between the Kaiser roll.
There you go.
You know what I mean? The show will be like the pimento in the loaf.
Yeah.
You'll be like this squishy filling inside
We'll
the
be
Twinkie.
The tongue, if you will.
The tongue
and chopped liver.
Right. If you're an old Jew and you love a tongue sandwich.
I haven't had tongue
But you
since I'm
guys
5.
aren't chopped liver. That's what I'm saying.
I appreciate
like
that.
a nice ribeye.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks. This was great fun.
Was a blast.
Come back anytime. I command everyone within the sound of my voice to watch The Single Guy on Thursday nights on NBC at 8:30, and we'll be back.
Hello, darling. This is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and you're listening to Loveline.
You certainly are. And we want to thank Jonathan Silverman and Joey Slotnick for coming in tonight. They've left the building. The phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. And we're going back to what made this show famous. Amanda.
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
Hi, everybody. I just have a simple question. Is it illegal for me to, go out with an 18-year-old without having any sex or anything?
How old are you?
I'm 14.
As I understand, you can date somebody. There are probably different statutes in different states.
Oh.
Where are you calling from?
Morgan Hill?
What state?
California.
California. I think in California you can date somebody older, although there might be some restriction on that.
And when I'm wondering, I mean, obviously intercourse is against the law, but I'm wondering how far it goes in a sexual, contact kind of way. I mean, could you kiss? Could you, can you disrobe? Is there, it must be stated somewhere.
At what point are you contributing to the delinquency of a minor?
At what point are you essentially having intimate relations with this minor?
So, see, I want to know if I can go out with the 18-year-old, because I'm 14 years old, and as far as we've gotten, he's just, touched me.
Well, look, here's the problem. If you go out with this guy for a few months, people will assume you're having sex.
But, it's, not like that. He's, really nice and stuff.
Right, but you like him like a boyfriend, right?
But yeah, but, I don't know. It's just...
You don't think if you guys go out for 3 months, he's going to want some sex?
He's not like that, though, so it's he's really sweet and everything, and he understands.
Yeah, well, real sweet guys get horny.
Well, I know that.
Well, I just in general, I think you should stay with your own age if you possibly can. I mean, I think there's just potential for trouble here. It's, again, in your best interest to remain at least reasonably close to your own peer group.
You're flirting with disaster.
Well,
because something is going to happen.
An 18-year-old's in a different place than a 14-year-old.
Yeah, he's in Hornyville.
Well, he's thinking about what he wants from relationships are going to be different than what you're thinking.
And what is this guy going to do? He's going to wait till he's 22 and she's 18 before he makes his move, before he yawns in the theater and puts his arm around her? It's not going to happen. Susie.
Hello.
Hey.
I was falling asleep. Sorry.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you for the compliment, Susie.
I'm sorry. First of all, I was going to tell you that I was at the Almost Acoustic Christmas, and I thought you both were very handsome.
Oh, thank you.
But I get this sort of Bert Convy thing with you, Adam. I don't know what that's about.
I'll be starring in the Bert Convy story. Bert, we hardly knew you. You know, he's dead.
He is?
Yes.
No, he's
What happened to
not.
him?
Is he really?
Well, he died. That's what happens when you're dead.
Oh.
What happened to him? He had, I don't know, cancer or something. Bert Convy died. It's been 3 years now.
Did he host a...
He was on the show.
Oh, he
What?
was?
Yes. He hosted Tattletales. He's been in a lot of like TV movies like the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders movie and stuff like that. And he died, he was relatively young.
I didn't mean to get off on that big tangent. I just didn't know if anybody had ever said that to you before, if anybody made the Bert Convy.
Yes, I am the heir apparent to Bert and his throne.
Actually, the reason I called, I'm kind of concerned that this even popped into my head, but I was thinking about your talcum powder situation.
Yes.
And somebody had mentioned earlier that it could cause a problem because, talcum powder is not necessarily edible.
Right. Oh, for the ladies. Right.
Well, and I thought powdered sugar, same consistency, would probably provide the sort of drying effect.
All right,
Powdered sugar, cornstarch mix.
Right, I'm going to get ants in my crotch.
No,
It's going to be like a picnic in there.
Well, what about cornstarch? They wouldn't be attracted to cornstarch. That might get a little gummy, though.
Yeah, it'd be like
I don't know. It was just a suggestion.
it'd be like an Indian on Thanksgiving. She'd go down there and go, "You been to Marie Callender's?"
Well,
Susie, I appreciate the input. I don't have such a tremendous problem with crotch smell or rot that I need to, actually, experiment and invent my own hybrid substance to put down there. But talc is fine. You just got to go easy with it, and you got to put it in the right place.
But, I had heard, and actually I listened to this Dr. Dean Adele guy, and he was talking about how that they don't use talcum powder on surgical gloves because if it gets into...
It's very irritating. Wounds.
Yeah, that it can cause problems. So I was a little concerned.
Adam doesn't have any wounds down there, though.
No.
I
And
was worried. That's why I was about to go to sleep, and I thought, oh, my God.
Good.
Adam,
Susie, will you
Thank
watch
you,
over
Susie.
him more? I appreciate that.
I will. But thanks. I love your guys' show, and I'm going to go to sleep.
bless you, Susie. Pleasant dreams. Well, I tell you, between the whole Bert Convy thing and the talc thing, I'm practically being stalked. Drew, what call do you want to go
You can
to?
pick any of these.
I can?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to look. I'm just punching. Darren,
Yeah.
you're on Loveline.
Hey, thanks, man. I got a question for Dr. Drew here.
Yeah?
Okay, I'm sitting in college, and me and my roommate were talking about masturbation and stuff, and
Wonderful.
he read in a book where if you're masturbating and you're about to ejaculate, and if you pinch off the tip of your penis to stop yourself, and I guess it really hurts a lot, and it can go back up and give you a stomach ache for a while. I was wondering just if that's true.
Go back up and give you a stomach ache.
Well, not really a stomach ache, but just some pains.
Yeah, it can hurt.
Here's the deal with the human body. Once it goes, it goes. It's kind of like, you ever see that ski jumping? And the guy's up there at the top, and he's on that thing, and they have the gate.
Yeah.
Not the ski jump, but the downhill.
Yeah.
And the gate goes.
Sure.
The guy goes. Now, 20 feet down the hill, you can't yell, "Hey, whoa, you forgot your mittens. Get back here." He's gone. And that's the way the body works. The way the body works with the bowel movement, right? The urine.
Yeah.
The vomiting.
So he just doesn't want to stop.
The sneezing. The ejaculation. Once the body decides it's going to go, it goes. And when you try to stop it, I think you can hurt yourself. Like, those people who sneeze and they go, hey, and they grab their nose the last second? You could have your eardrum could shoot across the room and kill somebody, couldn't it, Drew?
You could hurt yourself.
Your eyeball could come flying out,
I don't
right?
know about the eye flying out, but you could hurt yourself.
Right.
It's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. Let's put it that way.
Huh?
It's not good for you.
Not good for
you. Are teasing the body.
You may not hurt yourself, really, but it's just not good for you.
Okay.
Why the hell would you want to do that?
I don't know.
Okay.
It just...
I know. It's just conversation.
Remember that guy that could induce a retrograde ejaculation by pushing in certain spots?
Oh, where it would... retrograde meant he went in himself?
He went back into the bladder, yeah.
Yeah.
You had a special way of describing the region he was...
Oh, he was... It was between Scrotumburg and Annisville. That's right. It's barely on the map. And he pushed his finger in between, a little closer to Scrotumburg, I believe, right on the border. And they are having a problem with immigration, by the way. And he, that'd be a good detail to work for your customs agent. And he shoved his finger up in that area, right, Drew?
Yeah.
And instead of it coming out, it went back in.
Right.
Because the prostate what was that?
He just hit it right so it would retrograde up into the bladder.
You know, the beauty is, if guys, especially guys, they sit home, especially during the winter, and some of these in the Midwest, and they experiment on themselves like some sort of living guinea pig, and eventually, all the clinical hours come to fruition, and something happens. They figure it out. They come up with new devices,
new talents.
Yes. All right, Drew. Back to the phones. Josh.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Cool. Hi, Adam. Hi, Drew.
How are you?
I have a problem. I've been homeschooling or homesteading for about half a year now. And ever since I started homesteading, I haven't gone out with anybody. And it's driving me nuts because, there's no girls or nothing. I go to church and groups and stuff like that, and nothing happens.
That's got to be tough.
Do you have weird Amish parents?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
They're still living in the early 80s.
Oh, the early? Well, that's not really Amish.
1880s or 1980s?
That's disco.
Both.
That's not Amish.
Well,
that's a cult called disco. It was great. All the parishioners wore really loud Argyle slacks and huge collars and platform shoes, and everyone had tremendous hair. We'd take a communion at the Red Onion, and everyone had sex, though. Boy, there's no shortage of women back then. The disco years. So, Josh?
Yeah.
Why are your parents keeping you home?
Well, I'm an ADD student.
Attention deficit disorder.
Right. Yeah. And when I don't take it, I'm just off the walls. But when I do take it, I study and stuff like that, and I'm getting good grades.
When you take what?
When I take Ritalin.
Ritalin. Did you ask anything about Ritalin?
No.
I didn't think so. Yeah. But I think Adam asked, why are you studying at home? Is that what you asked?
Yes.
Yeah. Why, if the Ritalin can
take the Ritalin before you get on the bus.
Oh, I do. I was taking it before I went to school, and for some reason wasn't doing anything. But when I came home and started doing my schoolwork and everything, it just somehow worked.
So you're better able to concentrate at home outside of the stimulation of the environment at school. You've got to find some way to have a social life, to having interactions with your peers, whether it's Little League or finding a friend who can introduce you to people and you can hang out with them, something. But it's important to you at your age.
Josh, do your parents understand the importance of this?
They try to, but they're always keeping me home, and they're always...
Listen, there's a word I want you to remember.
What?
Maladjusted. Use that word to your parents. Say, do you want me to be socially maladjusted?
Maladjusted.
Remember that word. Write it down. Say, Mom, Dad, I'm becoming socially maladjusted, and when I'm older, I may kill. They will get you into every freaking youth group in the city. And that's all. I never met anyone in school.
You did your activities where you
But the activities, you meet people. Right. So play the sports, go to church, go to the arcade and stuff.
All right.
It's an easy one, Josh. Just get yourself involved, get out there, and we'll be back. Well, tomorrow night, the fabulous John Tesh will be in here. And I have to say something about John Tesh. John Tesh is a guy you don't want to like from watching him on TV. And he's one of these achiever guys. You know what I mean? Never a hair out of place, what little's left. He's always taking care of business. And he's doing concerts, and he's conducting and composing, and he's doing the television show and everything. And he has this beautiful wife, and you really don't want to like him. But he's really a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
So he's going to come in tomorrow, and we're going to see if we can find a chink in his armor. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. This is Loveline. That's Dr. Drew. And this is Sarah. Sarah, you're on Loveline.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Great.
Good. I have a question for you. I need to know, I go down on my boyfriend quite often, and I swallow, like, every time, and I need to know if that's, like, bad for my body.
You swallow every time?
Every time.
Wow. Has this guy proposed?
Close to it.
Now, how often would you say? Let's talk in terms of gallons.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like, once or twice a day.
Once or twice a day. Mm-hmm. Is that him in the background?
Yeah.
Who is that? Is that him?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get to him in a second, but let me just do some quick math. How long have you guys been going out?
A little over a month.
A little over a month, so we'll say 30 days.
Well, more like 45.
Okay, 45 days, but you're really going to make it hard on the math now. 45 days, and we'll go twice. We'll say twice a day.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll say 90 times.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, you figure about a tablespoon each time?
Sure.
Okay, how many tablespoons in a quart, Drew? We're going to figure this out later, actually. You want to know if it's killing you slowly?
Well, I just want to know if it's bad for my system. You know, it's like, is it going to do any kind of damage to my intestines or anything like that?
No.
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 Okay.
Can we talk to your boyfriend for just a second?
Sure. Just a minute.
This is the luckiest man on earth.
Hello?
Who is this?
This is Jack.
Jack?
Yeah.
Pull your pants up. I want to talk to you for a second.
They're up.
Twice a day, every day.
Yeah, something along those lines.
For 45 days.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you getting a little jaded?
No.
Is it getting to be a little matter of fact? Honestly. I'm not saying it's bad, but all I'm saying is this. The first, let's say 50 times you got it, you were pretty excited about it.
Well, see, actually, it ain't really my idea.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, does it feel as good tonight as it did the first night you got it?
Yeah, it feels the same.
You're just saying that so you'll continue?
No.
Okay, Jack. She's doing it now, isn't she?
No, she's not.
Make her yell something so I can believe it.
Yell something.
Okay. All right. Jack, you start playing the lottery. That's all I got to say.
Play the lottery, huh?
You're the luckiest man alive.
Well, thank you.
All right. I don't want to interrupt the schedule. I know you guys are on a pretty tight budget.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Get to getting, Jack.
Okay.
All right. Oh, that's got to be rough, doesn't it?
Fascinating.
Drew. Okay. No, I'm not going to dwell. I'm just, I wish him well. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. Bob?
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, I had a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Bob.
Okay, about a month ago, I had been having sex with this girl and stuff, and we quit having sex, and I left her. Well, I thought I had crabs, so I shaved, and now there's like these red spots all around, around my penis, not on it or on my balls.
That's because you shaved.
Just like around it. They're like red spots. And it's weird because I had something like this on my arms before from sports, from sweating a lot.
Right.
And it's like, ew, it's just like...
A heat rash?
Like a folliculitis, really. It's because you shaved, Bob.
The doctor called it the stuff that was on my arms he called sunspots. But then this is weird how it got down there.
I don't know.
Listen, it's the shaving thing, Bob.
I never shaved. I just shaved to try to get rid of the
But
it's been there for a while.
But Bob, what Drew is saying is that this is the manifestation of shaving. You shaved, you irritated your region. Let me explain how this works, by the way. Because I get this, because I have the hair of a black man. And the hair of Jesus Christ. I have the nappy, woolly, Bert Convy type hair. And my beard comes in that way, too. And
50 different directions at once.
Right. And but it's a thick, coarse hair.
Right.
Like, black guys will get the bumps on their neck.
Right.
Now, they're black, so you don't see them as clearly. But I'm white with the black man's plague on the neck, and you'll see that I'll get a neck rash sometimes.
Right.
Because it's that coarse. I essentially have pubic hair on my head. It's a real blessing. I know I'm sounding like a Marty Allen now, but the point is that hair that you have down there is not Tom Petty hair.
Right.
It's Nipsey Russell hair.
Right.
You know what I mean, Drew?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to turn it into a racial issue.
No,
but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. You shouldn't be shaving that. Basically.
And when you
It
shave
irritates.
that Nipsey Russell hair down there, it comes back bumpity.
Yep. Yeah.
Are we clear?
Yeah. You're fine. You're fine. Keep going.
All right. What call do you want to go to?
Go to line 3.
Line 3. Jeff.
Hey, what's up, gents?
Nothing much. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. I just wanted to congratulate Jack there.
Jack the king of, yes, the blowjob king. He got 3 since he hung up, by the way.
Well, my problem's not as good as his, but, we'll get to that in a second. I kind of wanted to rebuke Adam for something he said earlier in the show.
Oh.
First thing I want to say is that I'm not an NRA hole, okay, but I am a U.S. Marine
Uh-huh.
with about 12 years of weapons experience,
Yes.
and I just want to say that everybody who owns a gun is not an NRA hole,
No.
okay, and you didn't cover a couple topics when you were talking about this kid who got shot. Okay, you're talking about how everybody in the NRA wants people to have guns and they can have any kind of gun they want. But people who shoot kids in the leg when they hit them with their car, people who gun down little kids on the street, they don't register their weapons, and they'll still get them if guys like me can't have them. Protect ourselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that's an old argument, but here's my take on that. Just less is more. I mean, the less out there circulating in general, because you hear a lot of stories, and I don't want to turn this whole thing into a political debate, but you hear a lot of stories about guys they register their guns, they buy for protection, they're law abiding, but they have a couple of drinks, they get into a big argument with their wife, and they shoot them. I mean, that's why Marvin Gaye is dead. His dad shot him. Marvin Gaye's dad shot him and killed him. I'm sure Mr. Gaye, being Marvin's dad, is not happy about that at this point in his life. But he had a few drinks, they got into an argument, and the gun was there. The gun was probably purchased for protection, but it ended up being used against him, and that's my argument. And my problem with the NRA is they don't want stuff, they want to keep stuff like those nylon Kevlar piercing bullets legal. And the 20 clip, the 20 round banana clip legal. Now what's that?
I don't agree with that stuff there either. But what I'm trying to say is that you pretty much stereotyped a whole bunch of people that didn't really need that.
Oh, Jeff, now I'm just
pretty narrow-minded.
I'm just having a good time. I appreciate the Marines and what they do and how they protect the country and God and all that stuff. And I commend you for putting your life on the line and joining up and all that. You're more of a man than I. I just don't like the NRA, and I don't like the way they try to control this country with their lobbying and buying their senators and buying the votes and all that. I think it's BS. I don't mind someone having a gun, especially someone who's trained like yourself, and certainly someone who's protecting the country. And I thank you for your call. Wow. What was the whole political thing there for a moment? All right, let's get to a really dumb and light call. All righty, Susan. Hi.
First of all, I want to say you guys are really helping a lot of people out there. I really like listening to your show, and it seems like you guys have all the answers.
Well, we're going to try to give you one.
Yeah, maybe you guys could help me out. About 48 hours ago, I had unprotected sex, and it wasn't really planned, and it wasn't for very long. But I was wondering if there's anything I could do to, you know how they talk about the morning after pill.
Absolutely, you should. If you have a reason to believe that you could get pregnant from that encounter, then you should go take the morning after pill.
How long after the morning after can you take the morning after pill?
You can really do it within 48 hours. Somebody, even up to 72, but within 48 hours, you're doing pretty well.
Okay.
So you're saying she doesn't know whether she's pregnant or not? But she had unprotected sex.
She has some suspicions. She had to go take it. Why not?
Where does she go get it?
Any doctor can give it to you. Emergency room can give it to you.
Really? You walk right in and say, "Had unprotected sex. I want the morning after pill."
It's a birth control pill. It's just a routinely used birth control pill taken in a little different manner.
Okay.
Oh.
Susan?
It has about a 60 to 80% efficacy, depending on what data you look at. But it's pretty good.
What happens if there is a fetus or a baby or
If you're pregnant?
Yeah.
It doesn't implant successfully.
Yeah, and you're not going to have anything on a day and a half. I mean, you can't pick.
You have a morula.
Can't pick names out or anything.
Right.
What do you have?
A
You have like
morula.
a petri dish.
Like a sphere of a little sphere.
Yeah, you
of cells.
You have Orion's belt in your Well, do you have a womb? You have a womb, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I don't know. I thought maybe you developed a womb or something.
No, the uterus is a womb.
Oh, uterus turns into a womb?
Uterus is the womb.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that. Like a couple of retarded guys from Kentucky
Perhaps.
and me.
Yeah, perhaps.
All right, Susan?
Any side effects for it?
Yeah, you get a little nausea, headaches, that sort of thing, but for the most part, it's very well tolerated.
Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
Real fast.
That's good. Hey, Adam, I know the name of the move you were speaking of where you stick your thumb or whatever finger you want to push in between your anal and your scrotum. It's called Genmo.
Genmo.
Yeah, I actually read that in a book, and it's...
Spell that.
I have no clue. Ginmo, I believe it was. It's a Chinese thing, I believe. I'm not too quite sure on all the facts of it, but I do know it hurts.
God bless the Chinese. You know, the Asians are always coming up with something good and sexual.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really weird, the culture, because they're sort of repressed in certain ways, and things are real taboo, and they keep no spitting in the street and keep it. But then they go home and have all kinds of wild experimentations, all the good sex stuff, and they're eating the rhino horns and everything. All the good sex stuff comes from there.
Exactly, and it's about time to start sharing it with us.
Yes, the wisdom of the Orient brought to the Valley, and we'll be back. All right, we are back, and because we're back and because it's that time of the show, my fabulous companion, Dr. Drew, is going to read the address, if you'd like to write us.
Right, mailing address is Loveline, P.O. Box 4345, Hollywood, California, 90078, and the email is LUV191 on AOL.
Done like a true champ, Drew. Ron?
Hey, what's going on?
Last call of the night. Let's make it good.
Okay, man. Well, it's been over a year since I had any sex. You know what I mean?
That had to kill you about that guy 10 minutes ago was being blown every which way but loose.
Oh, yeah. I was really, yeah. You know how it goes. Well, I don't know. You probably get some every night.
No, I don't. And you know what I was thinking? This guy's getting blown every day, 5 times a day. He's going to hit a dry spell. They're going to break up, and he's going to go 6 months with nothing. And I'm thinking, I wish there's some way to sock away sex. Like a chipmunk with acorns, saving up for the winter. You know what I mean? Because, Ron, you had a time when you were having regular sex, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been nice to, like, sock a few of those away?
Yeah, just put them in a bag and, like, save them for later or something, you know.
Yeah, well, not a bag. It'd probably start to smell.
Well, yeah, true. Well, it's just MSB, man, massive sperm buildup.
Yeah, I hear that.
I just went to the store to buy some new condoms in hopes that I could meet somebody real soon, you know.
I don't want to say people shouldn't carry condoms, but I'm telling you, it's a kiss of death. It's a jinx.
Yeah, well, true. They could break. They could do everything like that, you know.
No, I'm saying you carry that condom, and somehow, you know how whales can hear stuff on a certain frequency?
Yeah.
Do that again. That's right. Women can hear that coming from your wallet.
Yeah.
That's how the condom works.
Well, I mean, it's like...
They think you're a school of trout.
Yeah, me and my brother, we look a lot alike. You know, he's 2 years younger than me, and he gets more than me.
Oh, that's got to hurt. I felt the same way. Bert Convey's getting laid every which way but loose, and I can't get any.
Heard about a lot about him tonight, yeah.
Certainly have.
I don't know. It's just after I get to that certain point of, you know, we're on a certain topic, talking, you know, me and a girl. It's just hard, you know. You get scared. You don't know what to say. You
Ron, we're out of time. I'm going to say relax and act naturally. The ladies will figure it out, and I predict you will get some before the millennium ends. Am I right, Drew?
Within this decade.
Within this decade. I would like to thank the lovely yet petite Lori, the buxom and beautiful Sherry on the phones, the angular and lean and mean and a fight machine, producer Ann, the lovely and ample Mike, who's working the boards, myself, Adam Carolla, and Dr. Drew. Remember John Tesh tomorrow night. Join us then, won't you?
If you are still listening, you may feel the urge to touch yourself.
So that's it then. You have been listening to Loveline. The opinions expressed on Loveline by Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, or anyone are not necessarily ours. Be happy. Be happy. Happy. Loveline's producer is Ann Wilkins.